I am so happy to be here with all of you today. This is not my first time on the stage. There is at least one person. There's at least one person in the room who has seen me on this stage, wearing this robe. I was ordained on this stage by Reverend Jody Stevenson in 2002. I'm grateful to many of you and to those who are only here in spirit for being here today. I'm especially to Reverend Lisa Sizemore for asking me to be here today with you to talk about spiritual law and divine order. I thought I would use the title, "In the beginning, there was chaos." But by the time I submitted my proposal, my title, it was "All is in perfect order." Which goes along with this quote by Carl Jung. In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. And then I came down with shingles. Body chaos. And for those who don't know the joy of shingles, it's like a big case of hives and everything itches and there's a rash. Fortunately, there are antivirals and prescriptions for antihistamines. Oh, sometimes those rashes or itches are accompanied with electrical shocks. So we have experiences of body chaos as well as other levels of chaos. We judge experiences as awful or say they shouldn't have happened to us, or we tune into what's happening on the global stage and it doesn't make us happy. Or we notice the chaos in our friends' lives, though we may not say anything. And yet, sometimes we do discover that the experiences that we wish hadn't happened lead us to new ways of being. I have faith and trust that God is love and must have a divine plan and a purpose for life on planet Earth. Therefore, as my daughter likes to say, everything must happen for a reason. Since she's, under 40, I figure a lot of kids. Humans have thought about and experienced chaos for thousands of years. There's an ancient Chinese character that represents disorder, mess, and chaos. There's also that yin-yang symbol that many of us are familiar with, the circle with the two dots. One is order, and the other is chaos. And there's always a little bit of chaos in order. And in the midst of chaos is always opportunity. And it is our responsibility to find that opportunity. And I know that we are all humans, but spirit, having a human experience. And that God gave us free will. And we create much chaos through our free will at times. Yet, chaos does often lead us to accept what is. And especially those experiences that may seem impossible in any given moment. From my study of spiritual law and order, I chose to focus on what Charles Fillmore wrote towards the end of his discourse. And that is that we are obligated to share our light, to share, to reveal who we are, not to hide the best that is in us and keep it for our own joy. We are asked to embrace the chaos as it arises in whatever form it takes, and to allow the changes to lead us into the revelation of the divine or spirit or God or your higher power or your own soul that underlies the experience that is unfolding. This means to me that we are asked to embrace and share those moments that bring us to the knowledge that we are the beloved of God. He's going to sing beloved later. I have a personal story, that's why I looked at him. I have a personal story that demonstrates chaos leading to the opportunity to experience the divine revealed. I have hand gestures so that it will help you understand. This is the talking bubble. It's not what I'm saying, it's what I'm thinking. This one means breathe with me. I need a moment. Because what I'm going to tell you is a very big story for me. And I may cry during this, but just know I'm okay and that I just need a moment. I've chosen to tell my experience in a way that I hope will help you share deeply in this experience yourselves, in the power of this experience. While in ministry school and working full-time, I was a hospice volunteer at Hopewell House. We were given plenty of hours of training and then thrown in the deep end, so to speak. On my visit, my first visit, everything was calm in Hopewell House, but on the second visit, as I walk in the door, there is a loud, and a spirit in my demonstration of that, very loud, groaning, shrieking noise, unpleasant, as if someone in a coma is desperately terrified. Imagine that. The duty nurse says, we would like you to sit with Lucy to see if you can quiet her. She's disturbing others. She leads me into Lucy's room. Lucy is lying on her left side. I'm going to see if I can phrase this. She's lying on her left side. She is curled up in a fetal position. Her arms are clutched to her chest. Her hands are in fists. Her eyes are tight and shut. And yet she is groaning loud. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I going to do here? Yes, a moment of mental chaos. And then change occurs. Perhaps an angel whispers in my ear. I sit down in the chair next to Lucy and I say, Lucy, my name is Clara. I'm sitting beside you. I'm sitting in the chair beside your bed. I'm here to sit with you. You're safe. You're loved. You're cared for here. The staff here takes good care of you. There's nothing you need to do. Just be. Just be. And Lucy starts waving his clenched fist at me slightly. And I'm thinking, oh, she wants me to hold her hand. I can't do that. I wrap my hands around her wrist. and I feel her pulse, frightened bird. And I say, Lucy, I can feel her pulse. You can slow it down now. We are connected. We are connected. You are safe. And she slows her pulse. And I continue like this for a while. Just be. Nothing for you to do. You are safe. You are safe. At some point, I realized that we are, she and I, this area, my chair, her bed, this entire space around us is in a golden bubble. And it's in that moment that I realized, oh, I'm speaking for God. And we continue like this for a while. Me saying, you're safe, you're loved just as you are. There's nothing more for you to do, just be. But if there is someone's forgiveness you would like to ask for, you could do that now. And I pause. And then I remind her that she is loved, and she is safe. And then I say, if there's anyone you need to forgive, you can do that. And we go along like this for my entire shift with her. And at one point, Lucy speaks to me, still tightly clutched, tightly eyes closed, and she says, thank you, I love you. And that was quite an impressive moment for me. The nurse comes in and says, we have to turn Lucy, and this is when she usually is agitated and gets loud. The nurse leaves. I say, Lucy, we have to turn you so that you don't get bed sores. We'll do it gently, but we have to do that, and I'll have to let go of your hand, your wrist. The nurse comes in, we turn her, not a peep out of her. And then eventually I say, Lucy, my shift is over and I have to leave now, but I will be back in a few days. And I tell her, at this time, I'm on the other side of the bed so that she's facing me. And she has long gray hair, and I just gently pet her. She's still closed, she's still tight. And I just say, you are loved. You are in the hands of the divine. Nothing more for you to do. Just be, just rest. You are loved. As I'm leaving, the duty nurse walks me out and says, that was so good that you told her she was safe. We don't think she was a nice person. So we think she really needed to know that. When I come back in a few days, Lucy is gone. And I'm told that she completely unfolded and passed very quietly, gently, and peacefully, serenely. I will tell you that that feeling of the golden bubble, that state of grace, lasted 3 full days with me as I went through my work day. It was amazing. Lucy's diagnosis surprised me. The nurse told me that she was simply diagnosed a failure to thrive. A failure to thrive. No medical diagnosis. I tell this story to honor the courage that it took for Lucy to face the chaos that she was in and to allow him to lead her to safety. Out of our chaos, my not knowing what to do, Lucy not knowing what was going on, Lucy's and mine, came the opportunity for us to experience the divine within us together. So again, I remind you to allow the very best that's in you, not to be afraid, not to be afraid of being judged for what you say, or your kindness, whether someone appreciates it or not. Allow that divine within you to radiate. And you can call it whatever you want. Divine order, spirit, God, our higher power, our own soul. Whatever it is that connects us to being God's beloved. Before the meditation, have a prayer from the Book of Runes. God without, God within me. How shall I ever be in doubt? There is no place I may go and not there see God's face and know. So through the harvest of my years, I am the sower and the sown. God's self unfolding and God's home.